This episode of the Chris Konya Show is brought to you by Murphy's Law. They're having a Halloween party, October 31st. It's on East and Alexander, that Murphy's Law, because there are a couple of them. And there's only one reason that a place branches out to other locations, because it's a ton of fun. Murphy's Law, East and Alexander, for their Halloween party. Costumes are highly encouraged, but of course, not mandatory. I'll be there emceeing the Halloween party, and get this, at midnight on Halloween. You know what that means? The end of Sober October. So if you're doing Sober October, that's the night to celebrate, because at midnight we can have a drink, some shots, some beers, tons of fun. I'll be emceeing. Also, I will be doing a show from there. So if you want to be on the show, you come on upstairs and do a couple minutes, sit in on mic, the whole shebang. So Halloween night, Murphy's Law, Easton Alexander, for the party and for the podcast. We'll see you there. So what's your first drink going to be midnight, November 1st?
Midnight, November 1st, it's going to be water, because I'm an idiot, and I have class on November 1st and November 2nd, and I feel like my first drink is definitely going to leave me with a hangover, and I cannot be hungover for class.
We are halfway through Sober October, exactly halfway at the time of this recording, so depending on when this comes out, when you listen to it, sure, we're a little bit further along in the progress of being sober for the entire month of October. And joining me again is my tag team partner in Sober October, Joe Serra. What up, Joe?
What's going on? First off, thank you for having me in what looks like a brand new space. Like, this is a absolutely beautiful studio.
Thank you very much.
I want to live here.
I spent 2 days working on it. I did a little tour on my Facebook page, but yeah, I wanted it to be a little bit more professional. I think we nailed it.
Yeah, I agree.
Plus, I'm feeling incredibly productive.
Same here. It has been outrageous. Like, this past Saturday, I accomplished so much by like 4 o'clock, and then was like, what am I going to do for the rest of the day? So I just went on a sober bar crawl and just went to like meet up with friends that were out watching football games and stuff. Home at 9 o'clock, like went to bed, I ran a 10K on Sunday morning. Like, who am I?
It does feel really great. I mean, I'm getting a lot done. Remodeled this entire studio, planned it, ordered all this stuff, and remodeled it in like 48 hours. There was no urgency to get this done. The studio was just fine before, but I think one of the downfalls of feeling so productive for me, I have a terrible habit of spending money. Like I'm not disciplined with spending money at all. I can't think of the word. I have a terrible vocabulary, first of all. Second of all, I feel incredibly productive, which is good, but my go-to is upgrading technology stuff and making the studio and the podcast sound better. So
is that our next challenge? Like, maybe like a no-spend November? Oof. After that?
That would be harder for me than Sober October.
I really thought Sober October was going to be like wildly difficult, and that I was going to have like all these cravings, but outside of like a few friends that have been dicks about it, like I really haven't had that hard of a time.
I've had one friend go, wow, you're Sober October. You're really brave. It's like, I'm not trying to be brave. I mean, I guess I would do the same thing to my friends.
Right. I got one buddy who's just like, I'll order water and it'll just be like the loudest person across the bar. Like, why you ordering a water, Joe? Like, let's just get him a pitcher. And granted, he took a beating from all his friends when he did Dry January a couple of times. So I get it. He's just just trying to like stick his misery, the misery that occurred to him, on me. But
when you do crave a drink or a beer, what's your go-to? Do you go to like sweets or crappy food, or?
I've actually been doing pretty well with eating. I weighed in today. I'm down almost 10 pounds.
Dang.
And that's even with like, we had Canadian Thanksgiving this past weekend on Sunday, where I ate like 1.5 pounds of food, because it was Thanksgiving. So why not?
Was it a turkey, or did they like
turkey? 29-pound turkey smuggled in from Canada.
Oh, so wow!
If the Department of Homeland Security is watching, your borders are pretty weak.
So you're down 10 pounds. I think I'm around almost close to 10 pounds, but I've been eating like crap. I mean, I'm not I'm not doing. I mean, the second 15 days, I plan on trying to be pretty clean. Try the intermittent fasting thing. Only eating within 8 hours of the day. So I'm going to try to see if there's a humongous difference with that. But I've been eating burgers and fries. Really craving French fries this month because of the lack of, I guess, booze. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually. I started tracking my food yesterday in my fitness pal, and I'm gonna just keep tracking that because I have a group of friends who all put in money and drew random how much weight is Saute gonna lose out of a hat. So like it helps kind of motivate me a little bit more to lose weight. One of the biggest positives that's coming out of Sober October is I haven't had a cigarette in 6 days.
Dang, congratulations.
I'm not even having the urges for it. I did like the first 2 days. Like I sat there, I was with my dad somewhere, and like for 3 hours, like I didn't even listen to him. All that was going through my head was like, I want a cigarette so badly.
He probably did that to you at some point in your life anyway.
Constantly. But yeah, it's been that. And so I started using this like teeth whitener stuff. So like that kind of also motivated me not to smoke.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, well, the times I want a cigarette most and the times when I always fail when I'm trying to quit smoking is when I'm drinking. So like, why not just quit smoking while doing this? And I probably should have started that on October 1st too, but instead I smoked like a chimney for the first 7 days.
I went out to dinner to Trotta a couple days ago, and I was craving a beer so bad that I got a non-alcoholic beer. It was a Beck's. It was horrendous, and I had a heart attack because, of course, you order the non-alcoholic beer, and you think you're safe. So I take a sip, and I look on the ingredients or wherever it is on the label, and it says less than 5% alcohol or whatever. I think it's less than 0.05% or 0.5% alcohol. So I was texting you and I was like, am I done? Is this over? Like, kind of like, hey, is it over?
Because we don't want to lose that money. We got an expensive trip to Turks and Caicos coming up.
And then I Googled other things that have that same, boundary of alcohol in it. It's like cooking spray, vodka sauce, stuff like that. So I figured it was okay.
I mean, if people in AA can drink non-alcoholic beers, I think we're allowed to.
That's true. And then I went to a barbecue a couple days ago. A couple days after that first NA I had, and I went to Wegmans, and they actually have like craft NA beers. So this one was like a dry hopped NA beer, and at first I'm like, this is the best thing ever. I could pound these, but there's a funny thing that happens when you drink beer. You start to get drunk when you drink beer with alcohol in it, so the beer tastes better. But imagine having just that first taste of a beer that you don't like.
It's just constantly.
It was rough.
And it's like you're just pounding those empty calories in, which I think's been a big benefit for both of us not drinking. Like I still ate like shit for the first 2 weeks. You said the same, and we're both down almost 10 pounds. Like,
it's scary.
It kind of reminds me of Chris Pratt when he played Andy Dwyer in Parks and Rec. And Ben's like, how much, like, you lost all this weight? And Andy's like, yeah, I quit drinking beer. And Ben's like, how much beer did you drink? And Andy's just like, a lot.
Yeah, I told it sounds fancy, but my personal trainer, Noah from Noah Knows, who's on the network. He has a podcast too, and he was doing the math he's like, if you lose 15 pounds and all you cut out was drinking, this is how much you drink on average.
I don't want to know.
It's like 80 beers a month or something like it, or more than that, whatever it is. But it was like it was close to triple digits.
Because then you start doing the math. 80 beers a month, like $5 a beer. Like, like,
wow.
Like I spent $450 on beer last month. Like, come on.
What I wanted to do this month, obviously didn't get around to it because I'm mirroring this off of Joe Rogan, Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura, and Ari Shaffir, I think is how you say his last name. The comedians that, I don't know if they started it, but they're the most famous for doing Sober October. And one of their challenges was they have to read 500 pages, I think, or something like that, of an actual physical book, not just articles or Twitter. And they have to do a certain amount of activities. So like tactical shooting, like bow and arrow. Then there's like surfing, race car driving, but hot yoga, spin class, cycling, all these different activities, which I thought would be a good idea, but we have real lives and real jobs that we have to go to.
The fitness part, like I'm keeping up on the running, but the running for me, like I was running 10 miles a week before. So like that was kind of like just continuing. I did the first week of the push-ups and sit-ups, and then like I really enjoyed it, but for some reason I stopped. So maybe tonight when I get home, I'll try to knock some out. But it was actually like amazing to see like that first day, like I was doing like sets of 5 push-ups, and like by the end, like I was knocking out 15, 20 at a time. So like it's that quick.
You'd think that'd be enough to make you want to do push-ups more. I haven't done any running. I hate it so much. It seems like time is crawling when I'm running. I do go to the trainer twice a week at least, sometimes 3 times a week, depending on our schedules. And I'm not counting that into the fitness thing. But to like get down on my hands and knees and do push-ups after doing plumbing all day, I know there's plenty of people there's like moms with one arm that do it,
right?
So there's really no excuse. But I am totally slacking on the fitness part.
Yeah, and like you at least have a physical job so that you can kind of use that excuse. Like I sit at a desk, walk around, and talk to people. Like that's my job. I'm recruiting for the Simon MBA program. Like I just build relationships. Like I'm not out there lifting toilets and all that jazz.
That's true. Is there a part of you that doesn't want to stop?
I had this conversation actually with my dad. Like I think like the days of like Joe Sayer, like just every Friday, Saturday, like going out and like really getting after it, like the out till 2 a.m. Like I think those are going to start being fewer and farther between. I have never felt this good, like in my life. My sleeping's incredible. Like Fitbit tracks your sleep score. Like I was always in the 60s, and last night I hit like 86. Like I hit 89 2 nights ago. Like if I get 90, like God, I don't know what's gonna happen.
I feel the same way. I know that I will want to drink, and if once I'm allowed to, once this challenge is over, that I'm going to, because I can't go to a wedding, and we're both going to a wedding in Turks and Caicos in January. So it's dead of winter with one of our best friends and a group of a dozen people that we hang out with anyway, to an island. It's
right.
There's a lot of willpower that we would need.
Yeah, like I'm by no means gonna go sober. Like I enjoy drinking. Like it's fun. I think this is kind of showing me though, like, my normal was kind of waking up hungover. And like, it's nice to have that reversed. Like, there was like 4 days a week where like I definitely like woke up with a hangover, and 2 of those days were like making like deals with God. Like if this hangover ended, like I would start going to church. Like, so it's been really great. I'm not like rushing out to go get hammered again. The hardest part was like when I was texting you Friday night and I was at New York Beer Project, and like they have like 30 beers that they all make. And like, I sent you like the list of the 4 that I wanted to try for like a flight. Cause like I enjoy good creative beer. So like that portion is difficult. Know what I thought would be really difficult and hasn't is dating. Like, cause unlike you, I'm single and like doing Hinge dates, Bumble dates, Tinder dates, basically every dating app.
Like, what's Hinge? What is Hinge?
Hinge is the best dating site by far. You get to show your personality, see some of the girl's personality or guys.
Is it a video form or how does it?
No. You just like you answer little questions about yourself, and they pop up in between your pictures. And I really like that one, but
Can you just copy your Grindr profile and put it on there? Or
yes, that's exactly what I did.
Okay.
So, I feel like we're gonna get in trouble for that joke.
Why not? It's just another dating site.
So like, but I thought like that'd be difficult, but I've actually gone on quite a few dates this month, and like no one's been like, oh, you're weird for not drinking, or like one girl had like 3 or 4. Like when I'm like, well, this kind of sucks for me. Like you're getting bombed. Like
she's like, sweet DD.
Right. Exactly. I get that had to be it. But I've found it great. I've done like a couple coffee dates, and those have gone really well, so I can't complain.
My girlfriend tried Sober October. She made it to the first Sunday when a couple of our mutual friends came over. Courtney and Breezy came over. And
is Breezy still going strong?
Yeah.
That is borderline shocking.
For those of you who don't know, Breezy from 98PXY, she's doing it with us, or we're doing it with her. I'm not sure how this happened, but
I feel like she took it from us.
and then we took it from Joe Rogan. So
Right.
it's all
It's all relative.
yeah. But she's been to concerts and like festivals and all these
I
fun
did
things.
get invited to the Post Malone concert in Buffalo like that first weekend and was like, can't do it. Like, not possible. I don't know if I would have been able to.
No.
Like that would have sucked. But I've also I went to a Bills game. Or no, I haven't been to a Bills game yet. I watched the Bills play because it was their away game at the Titans, and like went to Perry's with a couple of my buddies, and like I drank 2 pitchers of water. I'm going to the Bills game this Sunday with my brother, and like I don't think it's going to be an issue though.
Yeah, I think I thought it was gonna be a lot harder as far as people killing, you for. You're getting a lot more than I am.
Yeah, but I had one of my friends. I had like 2 friends comment on that tweet the other day where I said like, "Hey, I thought this was gonna I was gonna get more," and he's like, "Honestly though, like you're 30. Like if your friends are like really giving you shit about being sober, like are they really your friends or are they like just want a drinking buddy?" Like,
Well, that's a more deep rooted thing that you have to look into about.
yeah, we're not trying to dive into my emotional state.
I should put this
here.
light on. Here, no.
Yeah, does this lay back?
It does. We could use that for maybe the end of the month if we both make it. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So Meredith, my girlfriend, she's drinking wine like she, a couple days a week or whatever. When we go out, she's ordering. So but she's not pressuring me at all to drink. It's scary how, again, we'll go back to the productivity thing. I know that if I stayed this way and kept up this energy and this pace, and I know I'm not doing anything like, hey, I'm going to be really productive because I'm sober. I just feel really productive. If I kept this way, I would be enormously successful in the next, let's say 5 years, even 10 years. Forget about it. And this could come off as conceited or egotistical. I'm confident I would be 100,000-aire in a decade if I kept up this productivity level without drinking.
100.
Incredibly
100%.
confident. My goal would be 1 million, obviously, but I know my quality of life in the financial realm would be 100 times what it is now.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if you really think about it, like, the most successful people you see out there, like, aren't people that booze as much as we booze.
Plenty of people are sober. I think Brad
Donald
Pitt,
Trump's sober.
Donald Trump, Brad Pitt. You have Tony Stark. Look at that. Robert Downey Jr.
Elton John.
Plenty of comedians.
Yeah.
And not even on the creative level. I'm sure there's some businessmen that aren't, A-listers or business women.
I mean, I just went out to dinner with this woman I met at like a networking event just to like kind of learn from her. And like I told her that I was doing Sober October, and she's like, "Oh, I actually haven't drank in like, I think it was like 6, 7, 8 years." She's like, "I just like found it like I was way more productive and way more successful when I didn't."
Then why do we go back? Why do we love?
Because it's fun.
It's
like,
so fun.
It's not like it's not fun.
It's
like,
so fun. I can't I am thinking about Turks and Caicos in January.
Right. But like maybe that's the thing where it's like Turks and Caicos in January, but it's not like every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like we were together like at least Thursday or like between Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We were usually out drinking together 2 of the 3 nights, and it wasn't like we were taking it easy.
See, in the blue collar world too, like my dad and plenty of guys, and if you work at a more laid back company, you go on a job on a Saturday and sometimes during the week, you'll go to lunch, you'll have a couple beers, you'll go back to work.
Right.
2 hours, 3 hours later, after you go put finishing touches on, pack up tools, you're back at the bar by 4:00, the latest. And that's if you have to work on Saturday. When I run errands and get up and do a service call for the plumbing business I own, and I'm done at 11 a.m. and I have the whole day, it's the first thing I think of.
Well, that's what I thought on Saturday. I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I always drink all day.
Amateur move. Make your plans in the middle of the day closer to night. So by the time you get done with your stuff, it's 8:00.
Right.
I learned that I think I learned that the last time I tried to do a stretch of being sober. You have to give, like, what do they say? Idle hands are the devil's playground. I think it is something like that.
If that isn't a saying, it should be.
Idle hands are the devil's play. I think it's something like that. And that's true. If you have nothing to do, what's the first thing you think to do?
I don't know if we can say that on the podcast.
Well, Joe, I'm proud of us.
Yes, same here.
We're halfway there.
We'll check back in at the end of the month.
Yeah, we'll do another episode. I think after it's over, a day or two after it's over.
Maybe have a couple drinks while we're
Oh yeah,
doing
we
it.
should invite like a liquor rep in here, see if like the Jameson crew will come in or something.
It might not taste the same.
But proud of you. Proud of anybody who's doing it with us. If your friends are dicks, reevaluate it. I think that's what we learned on this episode. And see you in 15 and a half days.
Yeah, sounds good, man.